Hello, friends, and welcome to Sleep Tight Stories. Hi, friends. You can help shape our future stories by sharing your character or story ideas with us. If Clark is successful in turning your ideas into a bedtime story, we will give a big thanks on our show. Visit sleeptightstories.org/contact and send us your ideas, or leave your name and your idea as part of a review. Our thanks to lovers of unicorns and dragons, Taylor and Grayson, Kaya, Karina, Josie, Melanie, Tegan, and Campbell for suggesting that we write this story. Bernice is ready for her bedtime story, and she asks Papa Bear to please tell her an unserious story. So Papa says okay and starts to tell a story about Kai the dragon and something that happens as he is out flying. Kai and the unicorn. Do you know what time it is, Papa? Asked Bernice. I'm not sure, little bear. What do you mean? Replied her papa. What do we do almost every night at this time? Eat pizza? No. Let me think. Brush our teeth? Did that already. Guess again, Bernice said with a big smile. Go outside and roll in the mud? Nope. Is it time for me to put on my purple and green tutu and do ballet? No, silly. Well, I guess I don't know. I'm all out of guesses, said her papa with a smile. It's time for a story, but I have a favor. Sure, little bear, anything. Well, anything as long as you go to sleep, so you can have your best day tomorrow, replied Papa Bear. Mommy has been telling more serious stories lately. Can you tell me an unserious story? Don't you like Mummy's stories? I love Mummy's stories, but I would love something different. Maybe a story about a dragon and a unicorn, because my friends Taylor and Grayson from Vancouver told me a story once, and it included them. Maybe we can give Boo Boo a rest and let Kai be our story. Okay, but before I try my very best, I need a favor from you. I need a great big hug and kiss. Kai and the unicorn. Once upon a time, in a world full of magic and fun, there lived a dragon named Kai. And he was a good friend to a brave little bear named Boo Boo. Kai lived in a large cave in a mountain near the edge of a mystical forest. And in this forest, there were unicorns, fairies, gnomes, and all manner of insects, birds, and animals. In the beginning, not everyone liked Kai because they were scared of him. You see, one day Kai had a really bad cold, and when he sneezed, and he sneezed often, all kinds of fire would come out of his mouth and nose. The creatures of the mystical forest had all heard the stories of scary fire-breathing dragons, so they thought that Kai had come to hurt them. But the brave little bear Boo Boo wasn't scared. She talked to him and found out he was simply not well, and helped him get better. They have been best friends ever since. After that very day, the creatures of the mystical forest were no longer afraid, and many became his friend. On this day, Boo Boo went to the nearby town with her family to go to the market and visit some family friends. So Kai Kai wasn't able to play with Boo Boo like he often did. When he wasn't playing with Boo Boo, he liked to fly high up in the sky, floating through the clouds, and then quickly swoop down just above the treetops. That is, when he wasn't in the forest munching on some of his favorite treats, acorns and gooseberries. Today, Kai Kai did a long sweep of the meadow and the forest. It was cooler high up in the sky, the wind hard and strong. Past the mystical forest, the broad grassy meadow was empty, except for the deer that would often come out to eat the delicious grass that grew there. He flew up higher into the mountains, passing over narrow gorges and dozens of small waterfalls. The wind was rougher here, and he had to work harder to keep his flight smooth. He pushed himself higher until he was well above the clouds, and after heading back towards the forest, saw the small meadow below that he knew had some of his favorite treats. Hungry after having so much fun flying, Kai Kai came down to the small meadow, saw his favorite treats, and started eating some acorns off the trees, gooseberries off the bushes, and clover off the ground. He was so busy eating that he didn't know that he was being watched. But then from behind, he heard a rustling and saw a colorful shadow out of the corner of his eye. But before he had the chance to be scared, a little voice said, "Hello, Mr. Dragon. I hope I am not disturbing you." Kai Kai turned around and saw a beautiful unicorn standing in the meadow, the sun sparkling off her mane. He said with a mouthful of clover, "No, not at all. I'm just having my morning snack, and you can call me Kai Kai." "Okay, Kai Kai, my name is Bluebell." After he swallowed his mouthful of food, Kai Kai said, "What brings you to this small meadow, Bluebell? And all by yourself?" "I was just having fun flying around the forest, meadow, and the area near the mountains, and I didn't see any sign of your herd at all. I almost always see you near the deer eating the sweetgrass." "Yes, we aren't eating today because we are all too busy, which is why I came over to talk to you." "I appreciate that. I don't get a chance to meet many unicorns because I think you still might not trust that I am not scary." No, that's not it. We have heard many dragon stories, of course, but we unicorns often keep to ourselves in the mystical forest. We often come out in public only when needed." "Oh, that's good to know. I try hard to let all the animals of the forest know that I am a friend and not scary. But if you most often come out in public when you are needed, why have you come to say hello? I mean, I appreciate it, and it's very nice to meet you, but I don't think I need help, do I?" "Well, you see, this time I think we need your help." "My help?" "Yes. One of our young ones is lost, and I am afraid that we might not find her in time before dark. If she is alone at night, she might be afraid." This young unicorn is so fast, and like all young ones, very curious. So I'm afraid she went off on her own before we could notice. Now her family and the whole herd is looking for her, but I don't think we can find her before nighttime. How can I help? Would you be able to help us by flying over the areas that we haven't searched yet? We haven't been able to reach the rivers and waterfalls near your home. It would be my pleasure. If I find her, I'll send you a signal. What signal? You'll know when you see it. So Kai gathered his strength and leapt into the air, flying higher and higher up in the sky. Kai flew a long time, at least long enough to leave the forest and head towards the mountains. The air was much cooler than before. Though unicorns were colorful and sparkled in the sunlight, Kai was worried that he would not be able to see the young one. The area was so vast, and the unicorn was so small. But he was determined to help the best he could. As he flew past the rivers at the edge of the forest, he swept along the rocky edges and the open spaces, hoping to catch a glimpse of the unicorn. How could such a small unicorn cover so much area in such a short period of time, he thought. He knew unicorns were magical creatures and had many talents that he didn't know about, but it seemed so unlikely that she could cover such a distance. As he flew up higher, where the air was even colder, the wind rougher, he spotted in the distance the first of many waterfalls in the area. This one had a reputation for being the most beautiful, and many times Kai had come here to swim and cool off during the heat of summer. As with all the areas he had been flying over, he saw no sign of a unicorn. As he was flying past the waterfall, he noticed out of the corner of his eye a multicolored rainbow coming from the water. It sparkled in such a way that only a unicorn could make. Kai quickly dived down from high up in the sky and gently landed just at the water's edge, so as not to scare anyone who might be there. The water was deep enough that in the summer he would dive straight in the water for fun. Kai had keen eyesight, and he looked all around the edge of the deep pond that the waterfall emptied into, and hiding behind some bushes, he caught sight of a wonderful, multicolored horn sticking up from behind a bush. "Hello, little unicorn. There is no need to hide. My name is Kai, and Bluebell sent me to find you. Your family are all out looking for you and are so worried about you." "Are you sure you won't scare me?" the little baby unicorn said as she came out from behind the bush. "I won't try to. What is your name?" "My name is Sparkle, and I'm not lost. I just don't remember how to get home. I ran here as fast as I could because I heard that this was the most beautiful waterfall in the land, and my mommy would never take me here. She said I wasn't old enough for the journey." "Well, you certainly went very far quickly." "Yes, my nickname is Speedy, and my talent is to run really, really fast. Usually I run into trees when I run fast, but this time I didn't. I'm growing up. The waterfall certainly is pretty, don't you think?" "Yes, this is one of my favorite places to visit." Now that I have found you, Bluebell asked me to let them know where we are by sending a signal, and I don't want you to be scared, okay?" "Don't worry, I'm brave, and you seem like a nice dragon, not like those silly stories the older unicorns used to tell." There was only one kind of signal that a dragon could send, that could be seen for a great distance. So Kai took a huge breath and shot a great big ball of fire up into the sky, which then exploded just like the fireworks that they show at celebrations in town. "Wow," said Sparkle, "that is so cool." After a time and just before nightfall, Sparkle's family arrived at the waterfall to take her back to where they would normally roam. "Thank you, Kai," said Bluebell. "My pleasure. You should come and play with Boo Boo and I sometimes." "I would like that." And with that, Papa Bear gave Bernice a kiss on the forehead, adjusted her blanket, making sure that her giraffe friend Twigga was comfy, turned off her lamp, and quietly whispered good night. And that is the end of our story. Good night. Sleep tight.